Our city knows the sweet taste of victory. From the Stanley Cup to a Division I title win.
That still doesn't feel real.
A triumph isn't an end.
Now, new stories are being written, and Fox 5 and the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network is following every team on ice. With our UNLV Skating Rebel national champions.
It's great for the city, it's great for hockey.
How will they defend their title?
Let's bring it home!
And the Henderson Silver Knights, skating with something to prove while building tomorrow's legends.
It's great to be able to teach and grow off a win.
Plus, how our youth teams are teaching kids to fly on ice. And what's in store for the new faces of the VGK, including their monsters in the north.
The Golden Knights are beefing up their minor leagues with the Night Monsters. These teams, our teams.
Where their victories become our victories. Building the future of hockey, one player at a time.
Vegas wanted hockey, Vegas got hockey.
Covering every team on the ice. This is Hockey in the Desert Weekly.
Welcome inside another edition of Hockey in the Desert Weekly. I'm your host, Vince Sapienza. Let's fire home a snapshot of what is in store over the next 30 minutes. As always, we're going to look back at the week that was. Mitch Marner's return in Toronto, Rasmus Andersson's debut. We'll spotlight Noah Hannafin getting out in the community, and I sit down with a fellow Paisan, Skating Rebels freshman defenseman Mario DiMaggio, as UNLV hockey ready to hit the road for Norman, Oklahoma. But as always, we start with the guys in gold, and we begin in Boston. The Golden Knights in a 3-0 hole after 10 minutes of play, 4-0 through 2 periods. They would rally in the third to make it a 1-goal game, but that is as close as they would get, 4-3, the final. Now, the guys in gold had no time to worry about what went wrong in Boston, as all the attention quickly shifted to Friday night in Toronto. It was the second time in 8 days the two clubs met, but the first time Mitch Marner would make his return to his hometown and play against his former franchise. It was an emotional evening, and one that his teammates made sure was a special night for the now Golden Knight.
Now here's Barbashev off the stone, back toward the Michael, and he scores into an open net.
He's one of our own. We play for each other, and we always have, we always will. It's the motto of our locker room, so we definitely wanted to win it. We wanted to win it for him.
The captain and company made sure to do all they could for Mitch Marner in his return home. Vegas built a 2-0 lead less than 5 minutes in prior to the first television timeout, and one of the most anticipated video tributes across the league.
Marner going in with a cut. He scores! Mitch Marner! Mitch Marner out front. He shoots. He scores! I need a stick, Bobby. There it is. Now he's involved in the play. Wants the puck.
It's a little odd at first, to be honest. I mean, just walking the other side, like I talked about this morning. It's a passionate fan base here. They love their team. So, yeah, it was, it was interesting the whole night, and I really appreciated the love and support throughout the tribute video, and yeah, I still got a lot of love for these fans.
With his hand on his heart, Marner saluted the crowd and everyone in the building. An Ontario kid, born 30 minutes away from Scotiabank Arena, Marner was drafted by the Leafs in 2015, spending 9 seasons in Toronto, putting up 741 points in 657 games during that span.
It was cool. I mean, there was a lot of love, definitely. You know, it's hard to try to give everything to, people with signs, but I was trying to acknowledge them as much as I can. It was nice. I saw my mom up in the crowd too. That was real happy, and yeah, it was cool to see all those sides. Like I said, there's a lot of love here still, and I appreciate these fans.
I thought the fans were great. Gave him a great ovation that I firmly believe he deserved. He put in 9 good years, but then once the puck dropped, the competitiveness came out. You're expecting boos, right? He doesn't play for the Maple Leafs anymore, but they tip their cap to what he did for this organization, which was awesome to see.
Barbashev off the stone, and he scores on the odd-man rush.
Now, Marner was held off the score sheet, playing a little over 17 minutes, but the Knights snapped a 2-game losing streak, beating the Leafs 6-3, completing the season series sweep.
I think first off, we weren't happy with our starts in Boston and really even Philly, so we wanted to start well. But yeah, everyone brought it tonight. It was great to see all 4 lines, all 3 deep pairs, a lot of communication, some big saves by Hiller when we need them too. So yeah, it was a good feeling.
And as good of a feeling as that was for Mitch, he admits the best part about all of it is that it's over.
Yeah, completely, definitely. Honestly, yeah. I mean, Don't have to talk about it anymore. I'm sure those guys are relieved too about having not to talk about it too. So yeah, like I said, I appreciate the love throughout that tribute video and passionate fan base.
Now lost in the Marner mania was the fact that on Friday night in Toronto, we at long last got the debut of Rasmus Andersson 5 days after being acquired from Calgary. The newest night hit the ice in a VGK sweater.
Stone out top, around the horn for Andersson. Takes it around the net. His shot on and a glove save.
I felt great, honestly. Obviously some new stuff to get used to, and but it felt great. It feels good to be here. It feels like it was a long time ago I got traded and finally getting my first game. So it felt better and better the longer the game went on.
Tavares gloving it. Michael, he banks it up ahead. Stone for the empty netter. Scores!
After 585 games played in Calgary over 10 seasons, Andersson was acquired by the Golden Knights on Sunday for Zach Whitecloud and a pair of picks. Due to immigration and work visa issues, the 29-year-old was unable to make his debut the next day at T-Mobile Arena. He got a skate in at City National Arena on Wednesday before joining the team in Boston Thursday night, only to have to wait one more day on Friday to get his first game.
It's been a whirlwind. It definitely has, and I think the shock from that you get traded and all that kind of stuff, it feels like it hits you a few days later, and it definitely hit me when I landed in Vegas. And that first day I got to skate, I was like, does not feel good at all. And then the next day, when everything settled in, it felt better and better. So super excited to be here.
In his Golden Knights debut, he had 29 shifts, fired 2 shots on goal, dished out 3 hits, and picked up his first point, an assist on Mark Stone's empty net goal in the third period. Andersson was paired with Noah Hannafin. The two played together for 5 seasons in Calgary.
It feels like yesterday we played together, so he's a hell of a player. He's easy to play with, and we try to make it as simple as possible for each other.
Now, dating back to the offseason, Andersson was always linked as a potential target for the Golden Knights. When he met with the media, he explained Vegas was always on his radar.
Well, the personnel, right? And I've had a great time in Calgary. I've loved every second of it, and I can't say good enough things about that organization. But at the same time, I think it was time for them, and it was time for me to try something different. And I couldn't be happier to be here. And you look at this lineup, and this is a real contender, and that's what I wanted to go to.
Now, while the vibes were high in Toronto, the same cannot be said in Ottawa. The Golden Knights suffered their worst loss of the season, giving up 7 to the Senators, already down 4-0 through 2 periods. The Knights gave up 3 more goals in the first 4 minutes of the final period. If there was a silver lining in this one, Rasmus Andersson scores his first goal as a Golden Knight. It's a memory he'll remember years down the line. As for the rest of the team, not so much.
Well, it's 2 out of 3 we've done this, right? In Boston, we found a way to get some energy and get back in the game. Tonight was, matter all over us. It looked like they were throwing saucer passes across ice. We weren't doing anything. It looked like a NHL team versus a junior team. It just wasn't. It wasn't what we are. So I'm sure there's certain things that will probably flush, but you can't just flush it because you can't let this be the expectation.
We haven't had one like this in a long time, to be honest. You're going to have a few every year, but it doesn't mean you have to like it or accept it. What is it, late January? Like, do we need, you know what I mean? Like, is this a practice thing where we got to go over stuff, or is this showing the hell up on time, right? Like, we had a day off yesterday. It's a 5 o'clock game, and we have not been good at those times. So there's a preparation issue a little bit with the individual to be ready to go. You got to get to your game eventually. We've had slow starts before. I mean, Boston, we had pockets of good hockey, and we made it a game. If there was 5 more minutes left in that game, we might have got points. But that was never the case tonight. So going back to your first question, that's what bothers me. Like, we never made it a game. We didn't have a push to try to get back in the game, and that's disturbing.
All right, let's close things out. In the road trip in Montreal, Noah Hannafin becoming the first player from the 2015 draft to hit the 800 NHL game milestone, doing it before the likes of Connor McDavid and a couple of his teammates, Jack Eichel, Mitch Marner. Look at the babies. But we begin with a 2019 draftee, Pavel Dorofeyev, showing off his elite shot and knack to find the back of the net, opens the scoring, calling his own number on the odd man rush, and then in the third period, in need of a tying tally, Dorofeyev slides through the slot, keeps the stick on the ice, and redirects this home, extending his team-leading goal total to 24 on the season. That would send this game into overtime. Akira Schmid was making big saves all night, none better than this one in OT on the penalty kill, a diving scoop to keep it out. However, the Knights were unable to help out their netminder in this one. Jake Evans would use his speed and rush past just about everybody in transition as the guys in goal fall 3-2.
They had a couple big saves. We had a couple big saves. Could have went either way tonight. Goes their way, unfortunately. But yeah, 2 points would have been nice. Not our best. Obviously, tough one in Ottawa. Obviously, we're happy with the way Toronto went. But, we pride ourselves on every night getting 2 points, and we didn't on the road trip. But, we'll look at some things, and we'll get back to work.
Now, despite all the ice, we're just getting warmed up here on Hockey in the Desert Weekly. After the break, we head to Henderson. We'll hear from HSK bench boss Ryan Craig, his thoughts on the first half of the season, and expectations for the final stretch as well.
You're watching Hockey in the Desert Weekly.
Doesn't hear him. Villalta has no stick. Silver Knights have it. Here's your Rodin scores! Ronan, it's a power play goal, and the Silver Knights have a 3-2 lead.
On a night where the Silver Knights were honoring the Las Vegas Thunder, it was Tuomas Ronan bringing the lightning with his fast hands and skates, snapping a 21-game goalless drought, finding the back of the net for the first time since November 15th, and not just once but twice, including the game winner, which helped snap Henderson's 4-game losing streak. Now, with that result over Tucson on Friday, the Silver Knights closed out the first half of the season on a winning note. Now, through 37 games, Henderson still sit on the outside of the current playoff picture, but currently the Pacific Division is the tightest of any in the American Hockey League, and with games in hand, head coach Ryan Craig is optimistic about what this group can still accomplish.
I'm not satisfied, still learning, still growing. We haven't necessarily seen everybody together for a little while, which is okay. Opportunity is here for guys. Our guys that have, in the first half, had an opportunity to go up have done very well. It's a credit to those guys and how they've gone up and helped Vegas. And that's allowed opportunity for some young guys here. And we hope that opportunity allows us to grow as second half starts.
Out to the point, Simashev, wrist shot blocked by McKay. It's a foot race coming way out as Stauber to poke it away. He put it into the body of McKay. The net is open and Sapovalev scores.
On Sunday, Silver Knights forward Riley McKay put in his application for assist of the season, racing down the wing, jumping up and over an incoming goaltender, only to collect the puck, dish it off to Matthias Sapovalev, who fills the empty net goal. Now, through 17 games, that was McKay's first apple of the season and helped create this epic, one-of-a-kind photo that, you gotta be honest, tough to beat for some time.
I seen him racing out there. Didn't know exactly what he was gonna do. Seen him slide. Obviously didn't want to get myself taken out and didn't want to hit him either, so jumped over, got lucky. Puck hit me in the pads and passed over Sapo and he put it in, but I just kind of got a little bit lucky there and worked out.
Behind the play, Pitters trying to spin it out, finds Poliani. He's got room to navigate. Oh, looked like he was going for the Michigan, and they score!
And over in Kansas City, a special moment for Brendan Dowler. The Night Monsters defenseman nets his first career ECHL goal, and that point gave Tahoe a 2-1 lead over the league-leading Mavericks. However, KC would storm back, complete the 2-game sweep against the team in teal over the weekend. The Mavericks have won 14 straight games. As for the Night Monsters, they sit third in the division, fourth in the Western Conference, and ninth overall in the ECHL. And don't forget, the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network is your home for Night Monsters hockey. The next time you can see Tahoe from your TV, February 4th, 6th, and 7th when they take on Utah. But as we bring it back to Vegas, earlier this month it was Firefighter Appreciation Night at the Fortress, and prior to Vegas's game against the Predators, Noah Hannafin visited Station 15 of the Clark County Fire Department to get a taste of what it's like to be a first responder here in the Valley.
I learned how heavy the water fire hydrant things are. I was like, man, it was pretty tough. It was no joke. I couldn't imagine climbing upstairs and doing that. So, but all great guys, and they're fans of the team as well and support us. So it was nice to be able to pay it back. Anytime you can help support first responders, it's something I've always wanted to do, and it's just really cool just going out and meeting all the guys and seeing kind of what their daily life is like and the sacrifices they make. It's puts things in perspective for sure. So it was a lot of fun getting over there and visiting them.
Still ahead here on Hockey in the Desert Weekly, it's time to turn our attention to the Scarlet and Gray. After a dominant home weekend sweep, I sit down with Skating Rebels freshman defenseman Mario DiMaggio. We'll talk about the team's recent success, his transition to the college game, and thoughts on living in Las Vegas. I'm here with Skating Rebels freshman defenseman Mario DiMaggio. Mario, great to meet you. Thanks for taking some time. And I guess first things first, I know your bio says St. Louis, but that is the most Italian name I think we've ever heard in the program, and that includes your head coach, Anthony Vidieri Greener. How did a St. Louis kid make his way out here to Vegas?
So I'm good buddies with Dylan Jensen, obviously sophomore on the team. We go back pretty far, and he introduced me to the program last year a little bit, told me all the good things about it, how they were treating them, how well they were doing and all that, and it sounded nice, it sounded interesting to me, so it was something I wanted to pursue, and obviously I followed them all throughout last season, saw the win against Denver, saw the national championship, and it all led to me believing that this is a solid winning program, and it was something I really wanted to be a part of.
So it's one thing to hear about it, it's one thing to watch and to hear from your friends like Dylan. I'm curious, what's the experience been like so far?
It's been awesome. It's been so much fun. Obviously, it's only been one semester being here, but it's been a great place to live. It's been so much fun. Everyone's been so good to us coming in and really learning the city. It's been a great time.
What's the transition school-wise? Because again, student-athlete, not just an athlete. What is the transition in the college life like?
It's been smooth. Obviously, the freshman year classes aren't too load-bearing on us, so we've been able to nicely integrate the hockey schedule with our school schedule, with our free time, and we've been getting it done.
All right, so let's talk about a little bit of your on-ice action. 16 points in 16 games, second on the team in terms of points for a defenseman, sixth on the team overall in terms of scoring despite not playing the same number of games. What has gone so well on the ice for you in terms of that transition, in terms of being one of the focal points for this team?
I think I've been kind of having the same success as a lot of the other guys recently. First half of the year, we weren't necessarily scoring too many goals, but we haven't strayed away from our program. We've really been doing the same things that we thought would make us successful, and they've been starting to work in the second half a lot more than the first half. And I think it's been no different for me than a lot of other guys, that the execution is just kind of starting to come with more reps that we have, and it's been a lot of fun.
9 straight wins for this team, a weekend sweep of Colorado State where you outscore them 10-1 in 2 games. What did you like most about what took place this weekend?
I like how we played from our D zone out. We really made sure that we were protecting Oz, we were protecting Dougie, and we were making sure that there was no dangerous chances in our zone. And once we completed that, it was just getting creative in the O zone and having fun, and that's what led to us getting a lot of scoring chances.
I'm sure a lot of the upperclassmen have talked about what this time of year means, right? Getting your game in the right place, getting ready for the national tournament, and I'm curious, are you seeing the progress over the course, again, the first semester was what it was, but are you seeing the progress that the upperclassmen have been talking about what last year looked like?
Definitely. I think both on the ice and off the ice. The guys are growing together more as a group. We're becoming a lot more comfortable with each other, both on and off the ice. And I think you can easily tell, when we're on the ice, we're flowing a lot better. Passes are looking a lot crisper this time of year. We're finishing all the plays that we might have not been finishing earlier. And it's all the stuff that they talked about. With time, things are going to come. It was stuff that we struggled with earlier in the year. We might have freaked out a little bit, but all the leaders would tell us, they would reassure us that things are going to be all right if we stick to the program, and we're seeing that happen now.
Looking ahead this week, you guys start a 4-game road trip. It starts in Oklahoma this weekend, and I guess, what do we know about the Sooners? What do we know about the test coming up?
For most of the freshmen, we haven't played against this team before, but looking at years past, I think UNLV's had a pretty successful record against them, and we know it's just going to be another weekend where we got to really stick to what makes us successful. Same thing we did against Colorado State, same thing we did against Niagara since the new year. We're going to keep playing our game, and we're going to hope for a good result.
Mario DiMaggio, Skating Rebels freshman defenseman. Mario, Thank you so much for the time. We will chat down the line. Best of luck.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Time to check in on the former Knights continuing their quests elsewhere. We begin in Utah a little more than a week ago where we had an original misfit who had himself a career night. Nate Schmidt put up a 4-point game, 2 goals, 2 assists, including the game winner in the third period. The only other time Schmidt put up 4 points in a game was when he dished out 4 assists for the Golden Knights in November of 2019. His first assist in this game against the Kraken, also the 200th of his NHL career, and he's now the 3rd active undrafted defenseman to reach that milestone.
Woohoo! Saturday night Utah, baby! Feeling great. I'm just happy it's an afternoon game Saturday. My boys up there and my girls, everybody's still here. I'm excited that they're able to see it. I mean, he's usually long in bed by now, so Saturday in Utah. I mean, wait, no place I'd rather be. You guys are fantastic tonight. Thank you so much for all your support.
I mean, he's just the best. I mean, that's all there is to it. He's just the best. Over in Edmonton, Anthony Mantha with a patented white stick, pots 2 against the Oilers, helping out Vegas still. His second multi-goal game of the season. He was named the first star. He has 16 goals, 35 points in 51 games for the Pens.
We'll tell you a bit more if you haven't heard about Craig Berube. Look, here's a goal at the near post along the blue line. Scores! Shot to the net is deflected in. That might be Rasmus Dahlin who got the deflection. Toronto's onside as they touch that puck. There's Dahlin with an empty net. Scores! Hat-trick goal for Rasmus Dahlin, the first of his career.
What a wild month January has been in the NHL. Sabres defenseman Rasmus Dahlin, the latest to score a hat-trick in the month. It was the first of his career, but the 28th in 28 days. An absolute offensive explosion to kick off 2026. That ties February of 1981 for the second most. The record is 29. We'll see if we get there. See you next week.